From the past year, I've gone from working at a restaurant to making and saving multiple six figures, buying my dream car, buying my dream watch, moving to a cool city. None of that stuff really matters, and it's not that big of a flex. There's a lot better people in a lot better positions than me, but it's just the fact that it happened from having zero business skills. A lot of people are able to build cool stuff because they already have like prior business skills. I was not like that. I had zero entrepreneurship skills. I kind of want to give you guys a step-by-step guide from what I've seen on how I would save my first six figures pretty quickly. I had to restart from absolutely zero skills, zero connections, anything like that. This is how I would save $100,000 within 1 year. And for credentials, what I've currently made this month, actually a little bit higher than that, but that's one payment processor we have, so hopefully that's my credentials. I've also tracked my entire journey on my YouTube, so you guys can look at that as well. If you actually want to take this serious, get a pen and paper out. But step number one is going to be get a job, okay? And I know a lot of people say this, but not any sort of job. Don't go work at a restaurant. Don't go work at like some retail place. You're going to want to get a job under an influencer or a startup, okay? What I mean by that is you're going to want an entry-level sales position, not for like Hertz or a rental car service like every college kid does. You need to get a sales job. I don't care if you don't think you're salesy. I was the least salesy person of all time. It's essential to make a lot of money. You cannot get any other job. You need a beginner level sales job. Probably wondering, there's a million sales jobs out there. Which one is legit? Which one is it going to be like car sales or something like that? What you're going to want to do is find some sort of startup. And when I say startup, I don't mean like some Google or Microsoft startup. There's a bunch of little micro startups, and I'm going to teach you guys how to find one of them. This is going to be like real tactical advice. This isn't going to be like some like crypto meme coin stuff. This is like literally step by step what you should do to build the skill sets to actually make wealth long term. The first thing you're gonna want to do is get a pen and paper out or open like your notes app in your phone and write like 10 things down that you think you're pretty knowledgeable about, whether that's fitness, whether that's AI, whether that's coding. What is something that you are pretty familiar with? Okay, it could be anything. It could be making food. It could be literally any sort of subject that you feel like you're pretty good at. Write down like 5 to 10 things that you genuinely feel like you're pretty good at, and then come back to the video. Literally pause it, write that stuff down, and then come back. Once you find some niches that you feel like you're pretty good at, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna go on YouTube and you're gonna wanna search up how to get into or how to start XYZ, whatever the subject is that you know a lot about. So for example, I'm looking up how to get into AI in 2025. I'm gonna click search on YouTube. From here, I'm gonna click recently uploaded. And what this is going to do, it's going to filter through a bunch of people that are building some sort of startup in whatever niche that you just chose, okay? I know it sounds a little bit confusing, but just hear me out for a sec. Right here, Jake Dawson is making content about 10 new AI tools for 2025. The reason that people like this make content is not because they love making content. It's because they're trying to sell you something. They're trying to promote a product that they have. So this is a great way to find startups that are up and coming, is by these content creators on YouTube. Okay, there's so many of them out there. This dude only has 6,000 views on this video, so this is a pretty small YouTuber, but he's building something good. Okay, AI is obviously a massive niche. And as you can see right here in his bio, sign up to GenSpark AI. I guarantee this is some sort of startup that he's currently working for or working with, okay? So what are you going to do with that information? All right, so let's just say you already know about the subject, you know a little bit about AI or whatever subject you ended up choosing. Your goal is to become a sales rep for Jake Dawson, this guy who's promoting this startup. So lucky for you guys, people like this, okay? Don't go spam this guy. This is just an example. There's a bunch of people out there. Don't like go send your application to him. But people like this probably aren't the most keen at sales, right? So if you came in there and you were pretty good at sales, or you had a basic fundamental of how sales works, you would be making this guy more money, right? Because you're commission based only. He's only getting you a commission on what you sell. So it's in his best interest to hire you, right? Because you're helping him make more money. They can't reach out to him on behalf of like, hey man, let me get $2,000 a month, I'll close the deals. No, you have to be commission based only so that it makes sense for him to hire you, right? And the good thing is all the leads that you have to close, they already know this guy. They've been watching his content. They opted in themselves. So they're warm leads. So by the time you call them and try to sell them into whatever program he's promoting, they're pretty much ready to buy at that point. The whole goal is to show this guy, Jake Dawson, that you're gonna be an asset to his team. How do you do that the right way? You make a Loom video. Basically a video resume going over your sales experience, what you've done in the past, why you're gonna be a good fit, time zone you work in. The reason you're not gonna send them a paper resume is because it's a sales job, right? So they have to see how you talk, how you look. I wanna see that you're gonna represent this guy in a good way. If you guys don't know how to make a Loom video, I'm gonna drop a quick tutorial down below. It's gonna be the first link in my bio. It's completely free. You can follow the exact framework that I'm gonna put down below. This is one of my students that made this Loom video. He got 14 job opportunities in 2 weeks by sending this Loom video out. Pretty insane. You're gonna make the Loom video. Once you make that Loom video, you're going to want to find this guy's email and his Instagram. Okay, those are the two biggest drivers, not his Facebook, his email and his Instagram. Okay, so how you find that is pretty simple. Email right here, so it's jakedawsonbusiness@gmail.com. So that's automatically something that you can send the Loom video to. For some reason, I can't find this guy's Instagram anywhere, but that's okay. We got his email, so we're going to send out a few emails to him and hopefully he responds back. You guys kind of see where I'm going with this, right? So you become a sales rep for one of these influencers that's building a startup, building a mentorship, a coaching program. So what you're going to want to do is write down about 10 to 20 of these influencers that you would potentially want to work for their startup or be a sales rep for. All right, the reason that you're choosing these people is because you're not choosing some corporations. The corporations, they don't care about you. They're not going to pay you well. There's no incentive to work hard. Not a car dealership. It's not door-to-door pest control. You're going to be a sales rep for someone that's up and coming, building a startup, okay? This is absolutely massively vital, and this is exactly where I started. So 0 college degree, I went from working at a server to becoming a sales rep for a guy that had a clothing brand startup. That was pretty much what it is. So he was teaching people how to start a clothing brand, how to get manufacturers, basically how to build a long-term brand. So my job as a sales rep was to call all the leads of people that once they watched his content, they opted in to learn from him. I would call up all those people, sell them into the program on the influencer's behalf, and I would get a commission for it. I wasn't making millions of dollars. I was probably only making like 4 to 5K my first month, 2 months. The reason that it's important is because you're building business skill sets. You're being around these entrepreneurs that know a lot about business because you have 0 skills at all. So you're learning from them to be able to see how they move, how they think about money, how they talk about money, how they run their business, how they market, how they get leads, how they actually do fulfillment. So you're learning so many skills while also getting paid more than your 9 to 5. It's an absolute no-brainer. You can do this. If I started doing this at 17, 18, 19, I'd be so much further than I am right now. So if you're older, younger, it doesn't matter what you are. There's so many niches out there and so many content creators that you could become a sales rep for. If you don't know what to do right now, there's no other possibility. So step number 1, find some sort of niche that you're interested in. Step number 2, find a content creator making content about that niche that has a product to sell. Step number 3, become a sales rep for one of those entrepreneurs. So when I say become a sales rep, that sounds easier said than done. So I'm gonna teach you guys how you should be going about outreaching these people to get a position on their team. I had 0 sales experience and I was able to do it. So I'm gonna teach you guys kind of what I did to kind of finesse my way onto the team and then perform so well that they had no choice but to keep me on. This is an example of a DM or email that I sent to one of my first original guys to get hired as a high ticket sales rep. Is I went like here, I did some sort of corny email subject, like it looks like it's a response email. What's up, Jake? Blah, blah, blah. Here's my Loom video. I've been in AI for 1.5 years. I know how it works. I feel like I'd be a great commission-based sales rep on your team. Check it out. If you think it's a good fit, let's definitely talk on the phone. Something along those lines. Very simple. You can chat GPT it. You make it not super bot-like, okay? Very simple. Probably think you're doing all this outreach, this and that. What if you get hired? You don't even know how to do sales. You don't even know the first step. What are you supposed to say on the calls? I'll show you guys very simply. I'm not a genius sales rep. I was able to figure it out in a month. Within 3 months of doing this process, I was making over $10,000 a month. Last video goes over that completely if you want to hear my story and all that stuff. Switch over to my laptop. Once you get this interview, you actually land the position. You're going to be either phone setting or DM setting, okay? So your entire job is going to be qualifying leads that go to this dude's DMs. Your job is going to be qualify those appointments to set them to either the influencer himself or one of his closers, okay? All you're going to do is the person fills out their contact information like you saw in the YouTube video. There's a link down below. It's going to have them fill out their information, and then your job is to chat with that lead, connect them with the closer, and the goal is to end up closing the deal and collecting payment on whatever the influencer is selling. So for me, when I started, it was a clothing brand mentorship. So I would just call all the people that wanted to learn how to start a successful clothing brand, book them in with the closer, and once the closer closed it, I would get a percentage of the deal. So it's very simple. The structure is number 1, you do an intro. You can confirm so that they remember that they actually applied for this. Okay. Number 2 is understand why they're even on the call or why they applied in the first place. They're going to be like, oh, I think AI is a growing industry. I really want to get into it. I think it's a huge opportunity. Number 3 is clarify the problem. So understand kind of what they're looking for and understand why they haven't been able to do it on their own, why they feel like they need help in the first place. See what their experience is, understand their pain points, their gaps. I have a full script down below with that Loom video if you guys want to see it. Literally a step-by-step, word-by-word script that I use to personally close millions. So you guys can just take that word for word, but this is a general overview. Cover their dissatisfaction with their current life, why they actually even want to switch over to AI in the first place, why they want to start a clothing brand or why they want to get into fitness, whatever niche you ended up choosing, you want to understand why they want to get into that in the first place. You qualify them, make sure they actually have a little bit of capital to invest in themselves, and then you book the call. It's literally that simple. It's a 10-minute process. Get 5 to 15% of whatever you close. So if you close a deal for $2,000, you're making anywhere from $50 to $150 per lead that closes. And then if you want to be a DM setter, it's literally the same thing, except instead of calling the leads, you are texting them in their Instagram DM. So some influencers funnel their leads to their DMs.
So basically all you do is you get access to the creator's DMs, you message the people that are interested to book them a call with the closer. Same exact process. Qualify, discover, identify what's holding them back. You build trust with them. You make sure they show up to the closing call, and then you sell them into it. This right here, the purple messages, is what you would say as a DM setter. So very simple. Just curious, where are you from right now? What do you do for work? Nice, man. What makes you want to get into remote closing while working as an assistant manager? Remote closing could be what makes you want to get into AI rather than keep doing what you're doing, trying to escape the 9 to 5 rat race. What do you think's been holding you back from actually making AI happen? What think's been holding you back from actually getting fit or start doing remote closing or start doing AI in the past? Is it just lack of guidance, knowledge? This week to jump on a quick call so I can give you a rundown of how this all works and help you get out of the 9 to 5. Perfect. Sounds good. So for the most part, this guy didn't even financially qualify him. Sometimes on DM setting, like you'll send him a video that financially qualifies them. It depends on the offer, but this is a general overview of what your job is going to be. So it's very simple. You literally just make money texting people all day. You see how business works. You work in a niche that you understand. It's a no-brainer, okay? Once you understand that general process of how to phone set or how to DM set for whatever influencer you want to work for, you're gonna have to show up to an interview or a call, okay? You can land as many interviews as you want. You could send a ton of emails, but if you mess up the interviews, you won't get the job and you won't make any money. Important is landing them, you have to nail it, okay? So here's some general checklists you should have for interviews. Number one, obviously be well-groomed like any other job interview. Look good, be professional. Suit and tie is not needed, just don't look like a total slob. Don't mumble, sound confident. Your whole job is talking to people. So if you're somewhat extroverted, you already have this skill set. Sound confident, work on your speech, have a decent background. You don't have to have a beautiful background, but just like find somewhere that doesn't look like a college dorm room and just be authentic. Don't lie. They can see right through it. Just be like, hey, man, I've been into AI for a long time. I feel like I'd be a great high ticket sales rep. I've learned a lot about this industry. I feel like I'm really good. I have scripts because Colby gave them to me. I'm literally giving them to you for free down below. First link in bio, you can download them. They just want to make sure that you're going to represent their company well and you're going to make the money. So the most common questions that they're going to ask, and they probably will ask you on these interviews, this is really like the make or break part. So pay attention, take notes. Number one, what experience do you have? If you don't have any sales experience, you can highlight your training and self-study eagerness and just really hunger to get this going because sales is a lot about hunger. If you do have experience, you can highlight your previous sales, whether you did car sales, door to door, whatever it is. I was the top sales rep for, I have over 3 million in sales. If you don't have any experience, you could say I've invested many hours or dollars into sales training, practice calls, etc. This is a great way to answer this question right here. What is your vision with us or the company? Employer wants to hear commitment, alignment with company goals, and ambition. That's what they want to hear. So mention how the company aligns with your personal goals, how it's actually something that you're interested in, which it actually is. It's a niche that you like. I see myself working here for 5 to 10 years, learning and growing. Eventually, I want to take on leadership roles, management roles, help hire sales reps, etc. What is your biggest weakness? Hear honesty. They want to hear ownership of failure and your willingness to improve and be coachable. Being coachable is a massive part of sales as well. I would way rather hire a coachable sales rep than a sales rep that's just telling me what I want to hear. I want someone authentic, someone real, someone willing to get better. So explain your weaknesses clearly. Say that, I might not have tons of actual sales experience, but I have scripts. I'm willing to grind. I'm willing to work all day. Say stuff like that and describe the specific steps that you want to take to improve and how you can turn that weakness into a strength or just something authentic.
Please give a little bit of a rundown on how you're going to land an entry level sales position. From this, I've seen multiple people because I personally helped them make anywhere from 3 to 11K a month consistently from doing this. They quit their 9 to 5. They learned how business works. They got to work for pretty big name entrepreneurs. And then over time, once you learn business, you can eventually start your own business in the future. Use your connections that you've made to build something together. Doors are just gonna open. This is the best industry I've ever gotten in. An easy way to save money and actually do something that you enjoy for once in your life. I have a bunch of in-depth videos as well on my YouTube if you guys actually want to see every intricacy of how this works. If you want to skip this entire process, we do have guaranteed job positions. We have a bunch of startup companies, AI offers, and a bunch of different job opportunities. I'll put some on the screen right here, see if any of them are a good fit. And if you guys want guaranteed high ticket sales training and to be guaranteed a job opportunity after, click the second link in my bio. It is a paid program, but if you just want to skip this whole process and skip all the failures and into it super quickly, we guarantee job opportunities within 14 days. If you guys just want to do it on your own, implement all the stuff I've said in this video, you're probably going to see some sort of success. And hopefully this opened your eyes up a little bit to stuff that you can do without a college degree and how to actually get into entrepreneurship on your own and start to save a little bit of money. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'll see you guys in the next one.